Cyberknife was a very talented horse from day one. Fast horse, able to carry it around 2 turns. Looks a tremendous amount like Gun Runner, same ability and talent. Holds the track record in the Haskell. He won it in impressive fashion, beating a very good group of horses.
His name is Cyberknife!
Excited about him passing on his durability, his soundness, and his talent. He could definitely be a breed-shaping stallion.
Hello everybody, Mike Welsch back with you at Santa Anita for one last time, our final Daily Racing Form workout report, Breeders' Cup workout report brought to you by Spendthrift Farm, the home of 2020 Classic winner, authentic, one of only 6 3-year-olds ever to win a Triple Crown race and the Breeders' Cup Classic. Well, this is it. This is the last day here for training that we're going to cover. We've been through, covered a lot of ground over the last 10, 12 days, and just going to go over what I saw this morning and then maybe a little recap of what we've seen, especially from the classic horses so far. And I'm going to start with a classic horse this morning, Arabian Night, who I think if Bob Baffert had his druthers right now, that race would be run this afternoon, not have to wait 2 more days, because he was loaded for bear this morning. Actually got pretty rank during what was, I assumed to be a routine gallop. Rider, he was fighting the rider all the way. They were weaving in and out of traffic. Probably not what you'd want 2 days before your race, but I think it was a sign that he's just so full of himself right now. He's ready to go. He's trained terrific here. We all know that. We've talked about that several times. So Arabian Night really on the muscle this morning. A couple of other horses that we've seen that way in the last few days. Again, their trainers probably wishing their races were this afternoon, didn't have to wait any longer. Society, who has been very impressive here to me in the mornings, but she's also high energy. She really fought her rider in her last maintenance work over the weekend, wanting to do way more than they wanted her to do, obviously. And this morning she was really on her toes again when I saw her coming off the track alongside the pony. Cody's Wish has sort of been the same way, just so full of energy. We talked about his monstrous gallop here yesterday. I had him a mile in 1:53 wire to wire at one point during that galloping session. I talked to Bill Mott afterward. He said, it was too fast. I really have to slow him down. And he found the right solution today, waiting until almost the end of training hours this morning before sending Cody's Wish out. Sent him out to the training track and just let him canter the wrong way on the outside fence. He was right in front of stablemate Warlike Goddess, who has been training pretty regularly on the training track. But it worked. Cody's Wish kind of relaxed quite a bit this morning, so that was good to see from Cody's Wish. Some of the other highlights this morning, I'll go sort of in chronological order. Desert Dawn out in semi-darkness. She's worked well a couple of times that I've seen here the last couple of weeks, and she looked tremendous again this morning going through a routine session. Dermis Atagaki, a little blowout down the lane for him, but that's kind of common for a lot of the Japanese horses. They're out on the track a long time, and they do get in those little runs down the lane at the end of a long session out on the track. Just FYI has made a great appearance to me since I've been here. Well, since she's been here. She actually has only been here about a week, maybe even less than a week. I thought her last work was good, and I loved the way she looked again this morning. So Bill Mott has a strong hand in this year's Breeders' Cup, not only Cody's Wish, but just FYI, who will run tomorrow. It's going to be a long shot in the juvenile fillies, but I think capable of outrunning her odds. The Chad Brown horses, again, I've talked about. Every one of them looks terrific out there, but particularly so Zandon again this morning. Zandon again this morning. Also General Partner, got a good look at him today. I love what I saw of his session this morning. The turf course was open again today for the international horses and busy once again. The star of the show for me was King of Steel. I love the way he looked. He blew out down the stretch, just striding out beautifully, continued out into the turn. First real good look I've got at King of Steel. Thumbs up for him today. Also on the turf course, Mustadaf blew out down the lane as well. I think he was the first one, if I recall, on the turf course. He looked good today as well. Master of the Seas, he worked a couple of days ago, and I liked the work, but the last couple of mornings galloping, I just thought, very average looking on the gallop, so not sure what to make there. he did draw a very poor post 14 on Breeders' Cup Saturday. Another horse that I've loved all along and I liked again today watching him train is the Chosen Vron for the sprint. He's done all his work out on the training track. He's had a couple of really solid work since I've been here. A really good looking, opposing looking horse. This morning I caught him blowing out a little bit down the lane. Came through the wire at way better than a 2-minute pace, that's for sure, and continued out as he always does with great energy into the turn. The Aidan O'Brien horses this morning, they didn't get official works, but they came pretty close to it. The whole group, 10 of them, lined up in front of the grandstand here, turned around, and they zipped right along. I'm telling you, this morning, I put a watch on them. They went a half mile, 3/8 of a mile in 41 to the wire, a half in 53 and 4, 6 furlongs in 121. That's open galloping and then some. 9 of them kept up that entire pace. The only one that had trouble keeping up is Cherry Blossom, who did fall way behind the pack. I'm not sure what that means, but boy, what a show. They put on a show every day, and this morning, exceptional for the Aidan O'Brien group. A couple other notes just to make. Mataraya, who's worked terrific before coming here from Churchill Downs. She galloped out there in draw reins today to keep her from doing so much. She's full of energy. Marge, who I did not really like the last work on the dirt here, turf horse working on the dirt, that can happen sometimes. I thought he looked good galloping out there today with White Moonlight, who was the best of the pair working, and looks like a horse that could win on one of the undercard races on Saturday. Tamara, talked about her, been a bit lackluster in her gallops the last couple of days, but I thought she was a little bit better this morning when I saw her today. Caravel also, tons of energy like Mataraya for trainer Brad Cox, going out there in draw reins today. So that's about it. Recapping quickly, if you want to go over, just take a quick look at the Classic. We mentioned Arabian Night. Bright Future and Dreamlike have looked fine since they've got here from Keeneland, where they had their final works. Clapton blew out well yesterday, worked well here last week. Clapton, I think, is a horse that can maybe outrun his odds in here. Derma Sadagaki, we talked about today, blowing out down the stretch. Saudi Crown had some big works at Churchill before getting here. I think he's going to be a definite pace factor in the Classic. What happens between Saudi Crown and Arabian Night in that run to the first turn and into the backstretch could go a long way in deciding the race. And also, White Barrio has looked terrific to me. His final work here, super strong. They asked him to run down the stretch. He came home in 23, galloped out good. Any issues he may have had last week are certainly long gone, and I liked what I saw of him again this morning. And Ushba Tesoro, last but not least, I just love the way he looks. He's had 2 unofficial workouts for the race. So they're not going to be on his form. They were not recorded, but believe me, he worked here twice, and not fast on the watch, but very imposing looking. I just love everything I've seen of Ushba Tesoro as well. So that's it, a brief recap. Too much to go over, everybody. Like I said before, the DRF Clocker Report, the Friday edition's already out. The Saturday edition will be out tonight. So for reports on just about all the Breeders' Cup horses, pick that up. And well, thank you for tuning in. I hope you get some good insight out of these videos we've done here on the workouts each morning. And for everybody, good luck and have a great Breeders' Cup 2023.